What's going on, everybody? LK here, and today a little bit more Project L. So we have an idea of a couple of characters, and this is a team game, but if you've only played, let's say, like Dragon Ball Fighters, that game has a lot of characters that are, very similar, and the way you differentiate yourself from other players are what assist you pick and the combination of characters you pick. But from what we've seen so far, the Project L characters are actually quite different. So today I'm going to give y'all some suggestions of, based on what we've seen so far, what character the Project L character is similar to in Guilty Gear Strive, just to see if it will fit your playstyle. So first, we're gonna go with Allowie, as they said in the last video. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say her name, but maybe it's because I don't play the game. But anyway, from the little we've seen of her, because she's the character we've seen the least, they said she was only like 30% done. She actually reminds me of two characters. So she reminds me a little bit of Jacko and Bedman. So that might seem pretty weird considering what she looks like, but the main thing is how she sets these like projectiles slash mines independently of her. So for both Strive Jacko and Exert Bedman, they both have a an aspect of their play where they're leaving something independently of them and they can activate it, and both players are thinking about it at the same time, because your opponent is like, oh, I don't want to be here, or I want to get rid of it or something, and you're like, okay, can I threaten here? Should I activate it? How can I combo with it? You're thinking about these things all the time. So even though these three characters look completely different, I feel like they all three have this kind of aspect in common. So next is Jinx. The first time I saw her in a trailer, I was like, I hope this is Jinx. I'm not making this up. But now I'm starting to learn some lead characters. So Jinx seems to be pretty projectile heavy. And she had a dot 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 question mark mine bomb item toss, something like that. So if you like Testament or Faust, I think Jinx is probably the character for you, mostly because of what seems to be like neutral control. She had a beam assist, like legitimately, she was the first beam assist that I saw, at least off the top of my head. So if you just like that screen control, neutral presence, and then using that threat of either a projectile or having just something on the screen to pull up or tag into your teammate, then she is definitely for you. Faust specifically, I said because she has this bomb that you can hit, and actually both the characters on your team can hit it, and it clamps onto the opponent, it looked like. So if you just like having that aspect of projectile control, I think she might be for you. Then we have Echo. So Echo, funny that I talked about Bedman for Allowie, but because Echo sort of has the deja vu mechanic that Bedman has. This is like a replaying mechanic where Bedman will do a special move, and then there's an icon where he did a special move, and then he could do the copy of his special move there. So Echo has aspects of this, but he's also very fast. So for Guilty Gear, I would say again, Bedman for that aspect, but also Chip because he's really, really, really fast, very mobile. Looked like he had a lot of command movement. I also recommend him if you just like picking top tiers because high key looks kind of cheap from what we've seen so far. Then Darius. So Darius, this one was a little difficult to place. He seems like the more typical big body. Like Allow Me has a big body. Not sure, not sure the right way to put this, but she just seems large. But Darius, from what we've seen, has like armor moves and really big range. The typical big body things. So if you like those type of characters, Nago, Potemkin, even if you want to go to characters like Kum Hyun, anyone remember remember that character from Exerd? Probably Darius is for you. And then last, there's Ari. So I know a lot of people got pretty hyped for Ari. Outside of her being yet another waifu character, she had a lot of mobility options that other characters did not seem to have. So even though the devs listed a lot of different movement types, like walking, I mean, but other stuff like long jumps and chain dashes and all these things, while not specifying what each one was, Ari had a bunch of stuff. She had air dash cancel, she has the 8-way movement with her beast cannon, so she has a lot of ways of moving around the screen. So if you like that type of thing, probably if you're like a Milia or Ramathal player, I feel like Ari is going to be kind of in the same lane. Me, I guess you could say chip 2 also for the mobility aspect. You might be like, why Ram? But there's also an aspect of projectile control. Like she has a couple of projectiles. One was her super that we saw. One's just like a normal projectile where she shoots a projectile and then either just stays on the screen for a long time and the super goes like full screen and it goes off screen and comes back. So she has that aspect of control with projectiles as well as mobility. But yeah, so far that's all the characters we've seen. So that's just the comparisons I can make based on what we've seen so far. Hopefully, pretty early, wink wink, hopefully, please, please, please show us some more both more footage of the characters we've seen already and also introducing new characters to see what type of combinations of characters will exist in the game. Let us know what you guys think too. As usual, any questions or comments, definitely feel free to keep them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace